What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to a different perspective. Today I'm about to get ready to show you guys one of the most important videos I'll probably ever put on this channel. This video right here single-handedly was the starting point of who I am today, of the man that I have become today, and it's because I have took these practices, this learning, this studying, and have applied it to my life. This video I have seen over and over and over and over again. It's Bob Proctor. This is the law of attraction, and some of you guys may know about the law of attraction, but you might, think of it as a bunch of hoo-ha, a bunch of up in the air, not real. But I'm telling you guys, if you apply it the right way, if you understand it correctly, you will see that it is most certainly real. But in this video specifically, he's going to be getting more in depth when it comes to the mental state, our mindset, and the good and bad, and how things can go south and how far south they can go, and some of the steps in regards to how they may get there. So yeah, we're gonna check this video out. I know this video looks super outdated. I don't know if it was from the 70s or what. I remember when my buddy sent me this years ago to check out. I was like, bro, what is this mess that you want me to watch? He was like, bro, just watch it. I promise you it's gonna be good. Just watch it. And I couldn't thank him more. I couldn't thank him more. But we're gonna skip to the part that I specifically want you guys to see. And it's this little chart that's on this green board, this chalkboard behind him. And he's gonna write some stuff in it, and we're gonna talk about it. But like I said, this stuff is so profound. It literally saved my life. So let's get into it.
We say with free will and the other many mental factors we possess, in our marvelous mind, you have the co-creative ability to cause vibratory change to take place as you choose.
You hear that? In our creative minds, we have the ability to cause change and to make things take place as we choose. Think about that. Really think about the power that we as human beings possess. We can do things on a level that's far greater than any other creature on this planet. Understand and appreciate just how special you are. Really, seriously, you all are. If you're alive and well, you're more special than you know.
If I'm not feeling good, negative vibration, I can switch the idea in my mind. All of a sudden I'm feeling good, positive vibration.
This is true. And that right there is, I remember when I learned that bit of information was around the time when my mother had passed away, and I used that, and it was so transformative for me, because I was able to, I trained my mind to be able to listen to the snap of my finger, go in and out of certain emotional states. So I would choose to be happy in certain moments. I would choose to be sad and cry in certain moments. I understood that I now have control over my emotions. And that's a very, very, very important thing to understand, and a power to obtain is controlling one's emotions, because you have the power. You have the power. If you're feeling or thinking a certain thing, especially if it's negative, why are you thinking that? Why are you choosing? Because it's a choice. You're choosing to think those negative thoughts in that moment, because you can switch it and think about something else. But you're allowing yourself to be in that negative state. Turn it off. Switch that off. Switch it on when it's necessary. We're not saying not to feel those emotions. We're not saying those emotions are not valid, but understand when and when not to allow them to be in your space.
How's that controlled? It's controlled by the various ideas that I will choose to entertain from time to time.
It's controlled by the ideas that you choose to entertain from time to time.
I'll build here and plant here, because whatever goes in here dictates the vibration my mind body is in. And we must understand mind body are one and the same, not two. Not two.
Yeah, a lot of people think that there's a separation between the mind and the body. No, they're one and the same. You can have a sick mind, a sick way of thinking, and then it also affects your body as well. Why you see a lot of people who are depressed gain a lot of weight, or depressed and lose a lot of weight. One of the two.
And with free will, reason is one intellectual factor, will is another intellectual factor. Reason.
You guys pay close attention, because we're about to really start getting into the stuff that was absolutely mind-blowing when I heard him talk about it.
One and the same, not two, not two. And with free will, reason is one intellectual factor, will is another intellectual factor. Reason gives us freedom, and the will gives us the ability to lock into an idea and control our vibration and stay in the vibration we must be in to attract something that's already here. Like the way to fly the airplane was already here. We say the lack of ability to exercise this tremendous power for good is caused by ignorance.
Yes, that's right. That is right. Understand that so clearly. Understand that when you don't know how to do something, or you don't know how to be a better person, guess what that is? That is ignorance. Ignorance is just the lack of know-how. That's all it is. It's the lack of know-how. It's the lack of understanding. It may not necessarily be a bad thing. Just realize your ignorance, and it will put you into a state of acquiring the knowledge or information needed in order to better oneself. That's what I did. If you guys have been watching me long enough, I told you guys many a time, I was extremely ignorant. I was very, very ignorant. And I chose to no longer be by obtaining the knowledge and information needed to better myself. There's so much more I want to say right now, but I'm going to let him continue going.
Now remember, I put knowledge over here, and I said through study you develop understanding. Let's look at the polar opposite.
Knowledge is up here, and through studying you develop an understanding. Remember that. Think about that. That's what I did. I obtained the knowledge, I found the knowledge, studied it, and through studying, I understood myself better, other people better, the world better, business better, everything.
Through ignorance, a person gets into a state called worry or doubt.
Through ignorance, a person gets in the state of worry or doubt. Think about this if this was you, because this was me for a very long time. I worried a lot about everything, and I was extremely doubtful about my abilities.
They don't have the understanding of how to change vibration.
Think about that. If you're someone who is ignorant, you do not have the understanding of how to change the vibrations from that negative state to the knowledge and utilizing it, the powerful state, the positive state.
They don't have the understanding of how to control what's going on the inside by blocking out what's going on the outside. Now, if a person is in this psychic state...
Wait, hold on. That kind of messed with me a little bit. That's why I like watching this stuff over and over, because I always catch something that maybe I didn't get a time before. I'm going to let him repeat it for you guys.
Don't have the understanding of how to change vibration. They don't have the understanding of how to control what's going on the inside by blocking out what's going on the outside.
Right.
Now, if a person is in this psychic state,
they don't understand. Yeah, so that part right there, what he said, they don't understand how to change what's going on the inside by blocking what's happening on the outside. Is a lot of people, feel as though the outside world, the things that's happening to them on the outside, the things that they see, the things that they've witnessed, the things that they have experienced, they internalize those things, and now those things are also happening on their inside as well. Like, I was listening to my former roommate talking yesterday. We went out with a bunch of friends, and he was talking about the torment and the abuse that he received from his stepfather, and how it affects him today. When all I could think in my mind, sorry about that, was the fact that was stuff that happened to him on the outside in the past, but he's internalizing it and living in it today. So it still affects the relationships that he have with people today. He never learned how to block out what was happening on the inside from what's actually happening to him on the outside in this very moment, or any given moment past the future, or past the past, I should say.
called a mental disease. They're worried. If a person is in this psychic state, that's called a mental disease, they're worried. They think they're not going to get what they need to look after what they say they have to look after.
Think about that. You'll see him keep pointing back over here to this other chart. I may double back and do another reaction to this where he talks about this chart as well. It was very, very impactful and informative. But I will have the link to the original video down in the description box below. But check out what he said in regards to this side of the hemisphere, this side of the brain, as in just a negative state, talking about worried and doubt when combined, or just when you're in that state, put you in a place of mental disease, mental illness. And that's definitely what it was for me.
That worry, when it's impressed and changed into an emotional state, it then turns into something that's more commonly referred to as fear.
That's right, baby. That's right. That worried and doubt, when you're in that state of negativity and mental illness, it enters the lower section, which
disease, they're worried. They think they're not going to get what they need to look after what they say they have to look after.
Hear it again.
That worry, when it's impressed and changed into an emotional state, it then turns into something that's more commonly referred to as fear.
See, you get put into this emotional state, and then when you're in that state of being, you're just fearful. You're afraid that you aren't enough as you are. I remember I used to have what do they call nervous breakdowns. And I believe it was Proctor that I learned from when it comes to nervous breakdowns. I believe he said no one has a nervous breakdown. Your nervous system isn't set up that way. What you're experiencing is a loss of control. You no longer feel, or you may have never felt, that you are in control of your life or the things that is happening in your life. That's what you're actually feeling. It's not a physical nervous breakdown. It's just a loss of control. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was extremely emotional all the time because of my worries and my doubts and my ignorance. So it put me in a state of fear. I also developed extremely bad panic attacks because I was always in a state of worry, doubt, and emotion, negative emotion and fear. So those panic attacks derive from all of those things combined.
That fear energy has to be expressed through the only instrument it can be expressed through, the physical body. Instantly and automatically, the body moves into a vibration more commonly known as anxiety.
See? Anxiety and panic are two in the same. Some very, very similar. Anxiety attacks, panic attack. You see how it came together? You see how I haven't seen this video in over a year, but nonetheless, I know that those things combined, leading up to fear, is what can put someone in a state of anxiety and panic, because that's exactly the order that it had to happen for me in order for me to get to that place that I was in.
Now, the anxiety we usually treat with Valium. However, we have not looked after the cause. We're treating the effect.
Exactly. And I love that he said that, because a lot of times you're given these medicines to, treat or suppress your anxiety or depression or your panic attacks, this, that, and the fourth. Like he said, Valium, but it's treating this thing, but it isn't treating the cause of it. Like, what got you there in the first place? It can't treat that. The medicine can't treat the life that caused you to have anxiety or to have these panic attacks. The medicine can't treat that. So they're prescribing the wrong thing for the wrong thing, basically. As a lot of us may know, depression can kill. Depression can end one's life. So when you move in a place from where you're experiencing anxiety, and I watched this happen to multiple people, one myself and one my mother. I literally watched her go through every last one of these steps to the ignorance that led to the worry and doubt, that led to the emotions, the fear, that led to the anxiety, depression, that led to the disease and the decay. I watched it all happen. I saw it all unfold, and it was happening to me as well. Just I was behind my mother. I was younger, I was behind her. So I wasn't experiencing it in the exact same rate as she was, but I was catching up. I was catching up because I was already down in the diseased area, because my body was feeling extremely sick all the time, to where I was being admitted into the hospital. Not as much as my mother was, but I was being admitted into the hospital for things that they could not find, but I knew to be there. The only thing left was decay. Only thing left was decay. So this is why it's so very important to get your mind right, to get it, and it's not easy. I had it, and you won't do it. This is one of the things that I was holding off saying a little bit earlier, and that's why I said, I'm gonna let him get back to talking, but now is the appropriate time to say it. You won't, trust me, you won't necessarily get better in the way that you want to get better. When I say want to get better, I mean, like for instance, my former roommate, he felt that, oh, just by him changing some of his habits in any given moment during the action is what's gonna make him a better person. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to actually study. You have to obtain the knowledge. Oh, I don't want to read. That's too bad. Oh, I don't want to listen to that stuff. Well, you don't have the knowledge within you to understand what you lack. You're ignorant. You think I wanted to pick up a bunch of books and read this stuff? You think I wanted to sit here and listen to someone lecture a video from a time where I was not even born? I didn't want to do that. I needed to do that stuff, to the point where now I want to do it. I do it on a regular basis. Man, so like I said, you got to understand, you may not learn this stuff in the way that you want to learn it. It's so much more important to obtain the knowledge from the people that know it best. This man right here, Bob Proctor's 80 something years old. I think he's 81, 82 years old. This man can get up on a stage and stand for 2-3 hours and talk to a crowd of people. 82 years old. I can't even do that at 33. You heard that?
Not looked after the cause, we're treating the effect. And the anxiety, of course, moves into disease, which moves into decay. It's like St. Clair Lewis one time said, we don't die, we kill ourselves. What's the polar opposite to this? Well, with an understanding of this, of this law, of this expectant concept that we've discussed,
listen,
with what John's going to tie in here now to our goals, you never have to worry about whether you're going to reach your goal. Through the repetition of hearing and studying and watching and learning this information,
listen,
you'll never fear whether you're going to get there.
That's right, baby. It's crazy that he says this, because I don't even remember him saying that part. I don't remember him saying it. He said, through studying this stuff, you never have to fear that you will reach or achieve your goal. Mind you, when I first listened to this, was even though I listened to it multiple times, when I first listened to this was in the very beginning stages of my self-development, where I was completely lost. I was suicidal. I was depressed, all that stuff. So I internalized a lot of this stuff, but I don't remember him specifically saying it, but I remembered it. I remember the information, but I don't remember him saying it. Again, I know I keep repeating myself, but it couldn't be more true. The more you study this stuff, you never become fearful. And y'all have seen, some of you have seen over the past 2-3 years of you guys following and supporting what I do, that I have never doubted myself on anything that I set out to do. Not a single thing. Before I acquired and obtained this knowledge that I have today, I was extremely doubtful and always worried that I wasn't going to do or amount to anything. But after studying this stuff for so long, after knowing what it is that I need to be applying to my own life, all that fear, all those worries, all those doubts completely went out the window. And I am happy to say that I achieved every last goal that I set out for myself. And I'm continuing, because I have more goals. I got a fitness goal right now, and I'm doing pretty good on that. I have a financial goal right now. It's gonna take me longer to achieve it than I thought I would, but it's happening, you know. But we're about to wrap up this video. I'm gonna let him talk a little bit longer, then we're out of here.
Because you see, understanding gives us the ability, if we cannot see the positive circumstance on the outside, we can build it on the inside. Yes, that is one of the strongest things right there. Understanding.
understanding that if you do not see the positive circumstance on the outside, in your outside world, what you view, if you live in the hood, if you live in the slumps, if you live in a trailer home and things are not good, if you don't see it on the outside, the understanding, the knowledge that you can and will obtain will allow you to build it on the inside. I had to put emphasis on that. Because if you could build it on the outside, because if you could build it on the inside, then you can manifest it on your outside. But it starts with it. That's exactly what I had to do. Because my outside world was a mess. I'm constantly painting a brighter and prettier picture of my outside world. I see things so differently. The world is more beautiful. Even with my home that I live in now, I had to manifest that in here and in here first before it can actually become a reality. I'm telling you guys, it's so important. It's so important to obtain that understanding. I'm gonna end it right there. That was too good. I'm gonna end it right there. But you guys, if you want to go check out some more of this video, I stopped it at 14 minutes and 54 seconds. If you want to pick up on it there, I would highly recommend you going to check it out, or even starting it from the beginning. It will be linked down in the description box below. But I do want to revisit this, and I do want to talk about this a bit more. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But anyway, y'all know what time it is. If you like this reaction, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the video is going to be down in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you follow your boy on the gram and Twitter at Artofkickz. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.